Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching live us from where. So today it's an exciting day. I mean, it's a weekend, but we have arrived with a new session with Azure Cognitive Services. It's like we all know that we are always like using cognitive services everywhere. So today with us we have Vishwas, who is a tech enthusiast, and he's always eager to deliver and eager to learn new tech stacks and everything. So welcome Vishwas, welcome
Thank
on
you.
the session. And before we start, I just would like to share who we are and what we are doing. So we are Azure Developer Community, and we are now. I'll just share that our website is like this. AGDev now we have just changed this, and with this website you can see that we are now approximately 8,000 members, and we have like in all major cities in India. So what we have just one motive to uh, like teach everyone and learn from each other. So you all can join the like nearest community whichever you in the city you are. And we have also like partner communities which you are like you can join and you can explore new events. We are live like every weekend and on every weekdays with new sessions and everything. So this all communities like everything, we are just here to help each other and we are here to learn from each other. So this is like AGDev community, Azure Developer India. So you can go through the website and everything. You can see that we are here and we have almost like sessions, everything. So this is all about the community. Now we can start the session, Vishwas. So now
Yeah,
it's so
sure.
you, Vishwas.
Thank you, Deepak.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I think my screen is visible, right?
Just a minute. Yeah, now your screen visible. Great.
Yeah, sure. I think to all those people who are thinking like what is cognitive services and things like that, it's like intelligence meeting an Onyx platform. Simple as that. Onyx is something which came out as a blessing for the world of ML because I'll say why. Because people were so confused about like where to put the model, in which format, what it is, how it is, and everything became so complex. And Onyx was that only solution which popped up and said that, hey, don't worry about it, we are just going to make all your machine learning models deployment as quick as possible. And there is always an comment about saying that most of the models die in your Jupyter notebook, because trust me, it takes a lot of time to architect a neural network, architect a solution, collect the data set, train the model. I'll come through that. And now when you think of such kind of an application that you are supposed to be building and you are thinking about like a scalable system where you are thinking of like, okay, I need to impart some sort of an intelligence and things like that, probably it's going to take a lot of time. But cognitive services helps you in a very quick fashion. Like you can write POCs using it, you can write prototypes, you can write anything. So, about me, I'm just a podcaster. I'm also a tech enthusiast. I love speaking to techies. I'm a big bibliophile where I read a lot of research papers, books, white papers, like not just this kind of a white paper where there's sometimes some tech stacks gives you a lot of white papers and you have to learn that because it gives you a lot of insights. And passionate about image data set, so most of my talks will be, most of the time it will be oriented towards the computer vision. Now exploring Azure cloud because I too am a very new person to this cloud complexity. We used to use cloud, but I never used to care about it, but now I feel like I need to care about it a lot. So yeah, now I'm exploring Azure cloud. And thanks to Deepak for giving me this subscription as a user, because trust me, I lost my credit card, my pay as you go model also went off, and nothing was there in my hand. And he literally gave me that subscription. And yeah, I was able to do this demos because of his subscription that he gave today. And thanks for him creating a lot of things, because he just motivated me to, okay, just take it and just start doing something. That's what it is. And what makes you intelligent as a person, you learn to recognize, you make mistakes, you learn from it, make sure that you learn from the learned aspect. You can relate to some learnings that you had previously, like you might have fallen and you would have said, okay, this is how I balance it. A baby starts thinking of like, okay, there's something which is burning, and it goes and touches it and it gets hurt, and it will say, I'm not going to touch it once again, kind of a thing like that. And you're something called as a gut feeling, where cognitive comes into a picture and things like that, so on. And everything that you're thinking of complexities, it's all about these two being combined as brain. Like, it's all your senses that we are trying to mimic. And sometimes perception and perspective is something that we want to map our entire decisions to. So that's where cognitive capabilities come into the picture, and they play a huge role in what we are deciding today and tomorrow. And we are trying to derive insights and intent. That's what it is. Insights are nothing but what you can grab from that situation, and intent is what's the purpose of it that you're going to learn. And a kind of a thing is what you are trying to build on all the systems that you think. Whether you use an Keras, TensorFlow, Chainer, MLNet, or any other, God knows it, whatever not, you are trying to map all of this and you are trying to build something new. And a brief overview, don't get too hazy about this kind of a slide or something, because it's complex and it's complex. Accept it, learn it, and leave the other complexities to other guys. Like, if you're a developer, make sure that you get APIs. Don't worry about the complexity of what machine learning is. If you have time, just go out and just get that machine learning knowledge. It's good to go. And ML models are from research to the production. I'll say you why. Even if you might be working in a company, probably you're working on the same platform that all the researchers use. And I'll come to the some of the case studies that is from Microsoft. Microsoft gives an amazing set of case studies. I have pointed out to some, and if possible, I'll point out to some more if possible. Just follow my LinkedIn, Twitter, or Twitter is less. LinkedIn, you follow me, and it's good. So, and every time a data processing or a cognitive services starts with anything that you're going to build using, that you want to build as an intelligence, starts with data collection. Then the training is the biggest step, where it's not this is not the biggest step, because we want to make it more data centric. So this is the biggest step that you have to take first, and you have to take this training, because that's what we actually have this complexity in the industry, right? Then after training, conversion of the model for different platforms to be deployed, because you can't train the same image data set for an edge compute, for a cloud-based compute, for a GPU or a CPU, right? Conversions really matter a lot. And inference and deployments, that's where you always come back to the process, where how can I do it, and how can I get those matrices from my mind, from the built model. And then you think of, okay, deployment is something that I need to take care. Let's just think about it. And deployment is something which is like cyclic. Like, from the data collection to the deployment, it's a cycle. Like, it's a never ending cycle. It's like you have your model accuracy of 99.99%, but you think like, okay, this is what I really want to do, so what's next? And now you come up with some insights like, okay, I need to check on this, check on that, I need to increase these parameters. So deployment, data collection, training, all the things are cyclic process. And this is actually your typical data science projects looks like. This is what your production problem also looks like. You can use something like TensorFlow extended or something. It's also used on ML Studio. And also, if you want to go through the complexity of deploying Azure Kubernetes service, Azure container instances, happy, go for it, because it's a most optimized way of getting your models deployed. And this is one of the best ways that you can think of deployment of the model. AutoML has its own container instances as the deployment. AKS also is being supported there. So you can look at it. So anytime when you talk to any of the ML engineers or a data scientist, they don't know what their role is, because they always have that interchangeable role, where some ML engineers will be optimizing something in the data science world. Data scientists might ask ML engineers to optimize something in their department. So they're all just juggling between these two things. And That is what it is. So many products use machine learning, and one of them is Lord, and there are other companies which are coming up with different approaches, and there are a lot of things coming up. So we train using a lot and lot of these aspects, and like we don't know what we are going to train tomorrow. So when you think of this, Lord knows what you are going to train by using tomorrow. Like you can use any new framework, but you can't deploy it everywhere. So Onyx is a standard platform for it. Why I'm giving this Onyx as an introduction is because you need to understand what's lying behind doing the same cognitive services, doing the same analysis tool, and everything. So deployment targets are GPUs, CPUs, your edge TPUs or the TPUs, tensor processing unit. There is an edge computing. This is an FPGA, control logic blocks, memory, DSP, digital signal processing units. There are a lot of IOs in it, so a lot of decisions are made based on the IOs that you are configuring. And this is something which really changed the industry. This is an Intel Movidius tech which still was one of the pioneers of this reason of launching this Onyx platform and saying, okay, to the world, this is where we need to standardize the model production. And your goal is exactly to make a lot of money. That's what it is all about. So you are supposed to make tons and tons of money because you don't have time to train hundreds of models for one problem statement. So you have to solve hundreds of problem statements using one model. So Onyx is the solution for it. So typically this is what we think when you are doing regular Azure cognitive services. But when you go for Azure ML or the Azure platforms, this is what pops up. Like you use a runtime and Onyx. So Onyx runtime, Onyx will be done in core. Don't worry. I'll be using Python. Then I'll go to a Bing demo in Java so that it gives you a lot of insights about what is happening behind the hood of your cognitive service APIs that you're downloading and installing. And typically this is what is taken into consideration. There are model conversion, there are runtimes, what platform are you going to use it on, like this is what you define for. DML is something like digital logics, and VPUs like visual processing units. Like you can think of HoloLens as a visual processing unit, like that has a VPU which is embedded in it. So edge devices are what we focus on. It's available on Azure Machine Learning. Windows ML is something which is cool, and Windows 11 is coming up with this Windows ML version, which is like a non-beta version. Like all the times you were afraid of whether this system breaks or not, or something like that. But now it's a stable one. It's coming up with that. So ML.NET is something which is very cool for all the .NET developers who are thinking like, okay, I don't know ML or things like that. ML.NET is so easy. And it's been leveraged in all places. Edge uses, Power BI has a support for it. Microsoft Office 365 uses it, Bing uses it, Skype uses it. A lot of platforms uses cognitive services, and Onyx platform is the standard everywhere. And it also supports your DevOps pipeline. I think probably if you have seen the MLOps webinar that was done by Srijit sir from Bangalore community, this is what he also talked about. And this is what you will be doing in the real world problem statement, that when you are going to solve, this is what it is for you, the DevOps world. And every time when you think of deploying on different problem statement, whether you have to give a distributed, graph runs, parallel, or else how to manage the input and the output, how to optimize your Onyx model on memory, off memory, and on deployment, off deployment, on inference. This is what it is. If this is a jargon to you, don't worry, just go back, just take all the notes, or else just listen to this session once again. You'll get some insights about, like, okay, this is what is happening behind the scene of all these things. CUDA is something like you can think of like compute unified defined architecture. This is what all the ECE folks, all the self-driving car folks, all the folks who are there in the world of AI care about, because TensorFlow supports it. And this is what I talked about earlier. So if you go to this execution providers, you have a lot and lot of things that pops up and says that, hey, this is what Onyx is all about, and everything is being used here as something which is already been here. So what I do is also something which is there. What I do is I'm just going to order it in such a way that okay, it will be more useful for you for the future run. So I would just say anytime that you start with it, start with an easy language, which is like Azure Cognitive Services and Python, the best combination for you to understand okay, this is what is an API endpoint and all these things. This is the best language. But today I'm also focusing on Java because I thought just doing with Java, there is no proper documentation that is available for how to run it, how to actually do it. And I thought this will be a complex thing for me also to understand okay, this is what is required, this is what is not required. Because sometimes it's Maven run, sometimes it's Java, and a lot of things are still missing. And I'll also say some of the opportunities which are yet to be discovered through the Java platform of cognitive services. You guys can go and contribute there, and it's open for contribution. And I'm contributing it, and I'm also writing a website for Python, and Python also has some of the glitches in there, and I'm contributing for that. So you guys can hop in and join for that. So that's it, folks. From the slides perspective, I think it's time for you to think of something like I'm not saying Azure cognitive services. Sorry for my typo. Cognitive service. These are the companies that are pretty good in terms of getting your deep learning and everything sorted, right? You have to understand okay, this is what is this entire platform all about. So I've pasted this link. Deepak, do paste it down in the comment section there so that people will okay understand okay, this is what I'm talking about. And with respect to the data sheets or the case studies that I'm talking about. So I think this is this is actually Terraform. So I'll give this in the later part. Sorry, this is the actual Terraform. So Chinese nonprofit is using text to speech technology from Azure Cognitive Services, and how they are leveraging other audiobooks and things like that. If you want, you guys can go to GitHub. Vivek Raja on GitHub. Where are you? He has done an amazing work by using all these cognitive services and all the things. I think it's in the project section. I think so. Literature. This one. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one that I was talking about, and this is the website. This is the one. I think so. Oh, but this one. This is the one. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yes, used on cognitive services, and yes, literally made use of all the things that are capable from Azure Cognitive Services. So you guys can think of this. I think there's a lot of projects. So do check his GitHub. It's amazing actually. You guys have to learn that. So that's where this audio book and everything has been written and how they are leveraging it. And this is what really focuses on like how are these speech services have been leveraged in the real world problem statement. You guys can actually look at this. It's an amazing case study. Like you can think of like okay, this is also could have been solved in India. Like a lot of things are there, man. So boots on customer services by using chatbots. I think chatbots, if you want to know, there was a Power Virtual Agents webinar that was done by Diane Taylor. I think Dynamic Princess. Yeah, you can go there and you can check out our channel. It's an amazing one. So this is one of the best. I think because this is where they are leveraging the chatbot for insurance shoppers and how they are actually leveraging. Okay, this is where our customer needs some help, and we are not able to turn up every time. And what we do is we just go build a chatbot, and they start building something. I think this is one of the case studies where data science is involved. They are using cognitive services of AI and a lot of things. Like they are using an entire Azure platforms like web apps and everything for real time streaming and things like that. You guys can go there. Kotak Bank is amazing. So
I think
they're getting
Vishwas, I think chatbots are the like these are the mostly used nowadays. In every
yeah
sector, people are using chatbots
yeah
because
these are
people,
the mostly
People
used.
are not
Oh my
available at
god,
all times.
I think probably you can. Yeah, I think Liji Thomas ma'am did an amazing session on chatbots from Ashibad's community. I don't remember which community he is. He's in lot. I think Bhuvaneshwar probably just
Yeah,
put that link in the comment section. Chatbots are amazing, like everywhere they're using it. But here they're using Microsoft AI and dynamic. That you can think of like how they're leveraging Azure products which are available. So like you can
correct.
think of Power BI also having all these capabilities. You can, if you know Power BI, just make that extra effort of understanding how cognitive services can be implemented. Probably you can build a next startup, man. And I don't know Power BI because I didn't have an access to it, so I don't know about it. So I
Yeah.
think this is actually a better one because effective data insights from the Azure Cognitive Search has been used, and they have actually given some demos here, like some snapshots of how they have used it. Like you guys can actually learn a lot, and I think this is the best case study that you can do because today world is moving more towards the, what is that? I think this is the one. Axon, yeah, Axon is there. So the world is moving more towards the IAC, like infrastructure as code, right? Like how to leverage what is available through the IAC platforms. You can use Pulumi here. Pulumi is an amazing platform. You guys can go and check out what is happening here and there about like what is this Pulumi doing for the world. I think this is going to give a lot of insights about what is this infrastructure as code. You don't have to worry about like where is this available or what. You guys can, if you want to learn something, just go type just like how I type Azure Cognitive Services, Terraform. Terraform would give you this case study only. And there are Cosmos DB, man. Cosmos DB, not DG, DB. COS, Cosmos. It's DB, not CB. So they give an they give an extra effort for you to like understand, okay, what are these services and things like that. You guys can go there, and I think man, I'm just going to say this paper is the best because they're they're being leveraged in your chatbots and everywhere. The Q&A generator, what is built on cognitive services, is based on this paper. Amazing paper. Just go and don't leave it. Just study this. Just study this paper. This is an amazing masterpiece that you can really actually get to. Hey, good evening, everyone. Pranjal, thank you so much for coming up. And I think if you want to really understand, okay, this is what cognitive service is all about. Just go here, leverage this entire. Oh, sorry, I actually forgot that. It's actually from the research gate. If you guys type this a detailed study of Azure platforms and its cognitive services, you will get it. And I think there are some case studies that I'll go through in the later part. So let's just move on to some hands-on. Fine, that you have something which is here. Like I've been running two notebooks here. One is on the cognitive services, that's here, uh, where I'll actually explain you how to actually get the things, and it still remains the same for all your platforms. Got it? Like all these things that I'll be doing now will be still same, and I think I'll be also giving you one extra thing that is text analytics and everything. So just wait for it. It takes a lot of
And
time
the
from thing.
and the
Yeah,
best part, I guess, was that we don't need to install any extra software for this. We can
yeah,
do all from the browser itself.
yeah. Everything can be done from the browser, and yeah, this is what I'll be talking about. Like I'll do the slideshow. Is it visible now, Deepak?
Yeah, yeah, it's visual.
It's visible, right? Computer vision. So
Correct.
what I'll
Yes.
talk a little bit of computer vision, just like how we are mimicking our sight. Computers are supposed to make that sort of a decision where we are supposed to leverage all the things that we are taking into consideration, right? So what I do is I still do the same commands for the computer vision. Pip install minus upgrade. If you don't have this upgrade, that's fine, but do this. Azure Cognitive Services, Vision, and Computer Vision. Vision has one more, which is Face. That I'll come to that in the later part. So when you think of such kind of a platform, so you need one. So there is something called as a client here where you're calling that entire cluster which has this entire trained model of Onyx. Onyx package is being called through this client. And what you do is you start leveraging it as okay, there are some credentials that I require. Okay, then what you have to do is just a peg. I've just taken this from the URL only. URLs are accepted, and if you just have this one more thing, you can do raw. Oh, not FR, it's raw. You can do this. You can run it, or else just let's not make it too complex. Let's just run it as it is. Now, what if that demo doesn't turn up? Just a pick of a band. This is actually, I think this is actually. Wait, I'll just see which is the one. This is, mm, yeah, this is Sanam, one of the best bands in India. So, you can look at this, and I think there are a lot of images that I've taken into consideration because I really wanted to understand. Okay, this is what variables can do. So, why to learn variables extensively? Because you can leverage them like this. How I have leveraged, because I'm the laziest dude in this entire world. I can download it and paste it in the local folder and things like that. So I've used Seaborn in such a way that okay, Seaborn has all the functions of the matplotlib and everything. So what I did was I can't do matplotlib and plots and things like that. So Seaborn actually gave me all the packages like NumPy, everything was there. So do this. Pip install Seaborn. So what it is I'm just taking the same piplots and I'm taking the numpy, I'm taking the numpy array and I'm taking this pick and I'm converting it to an array. Don't worry, just go through the code once. I'll be sharing you as this. This is the same website that I wrote last time for this one. What is that? AZ web app. Yeah, app services. So you guys can go and check that out. It's still the same website, but I'll be upgrading it with some more, and I'm also coming with some more like Azure, not Databricks. Where's the Databricks? I think I shared. This is what I am working on now. I think this is what I will be doing for Databricks and things like that. So this is actually a website for it. I think I forgot the other one. I forgot the other website's name. I'll just do that later part. So I converted it into a NumPy array. So now when I do something like, I'll show you how it will be visible to you right now. It's still ones and zeros. It's no big deal. It's still ones and zeros. So if I do pick, see how it came as it's now an array, but it's not being shown as okay, this is what it is, that is what it is, and things like that, right? So band.jpg, I just downloaded it. Okay, why to make a mess around it, and I started running it. And as I did this, just a pick one was actually a Dubai mall that I took. Dubai Mall's image will pop up now as soon as I run it. So it's all the same principles that you are going to do. It's all still the same array of that is being analyzed at every given point. So you guys don't have to worry about like, okay, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? So why it didn't come as because I didn't do a right function because this is imsure, right? Plot doesn't give you such kind of an array, and since this will be an entire thing like this and it will not come up. So key is something that I grabbed from the services that I built using this function. I'll show you one. Every Azure Cognitive Services still has the same way of getting the endpoints, getting the key, getting everything. So I'll show you how. It's all free tier. You guys can use it as much as you want. So I think I'll show custom vision, but I'll not be doing custom vision because I'll say why. Okay, that will be very wrong from my side because a lot of things are yet to be done, right? So it has a different way of getting the endpoints and things. So let's not take that an edge. All right, so let me just go with the face API. Let me just go with the face API. Let me just leverage the same function that I'll be using. Never open too many tabs on your computer if you don't have 16 gigs of RAM. I just have 8 gigs now. It's like too horrible. What I can do is, okay, why did I come here? What I can show you is, wait, I'll show you a new one. Create a new one. That's what I'll be doing. Too many tabs, slow system. So I'm creating a new face API and I'll show you how it is. It will take some time to deploy and how to get the credentials and everything. That's there obviously. So you can create a new resource group, or else you can go here, or else you can go here and type that. If you remember that Vishwas cognitive services, that's what I did. Else you guys can go here and fetch some more code, things like that. And now what I can do is Vishwas cognitive services Java, and I'll name it something like face API Vishwas. Sorry for this API spelling typo. And pricing peers can be F not okay. Provide a sub. Oh, sorry. It can't come like that because special symbols are first face API 1 2 3 4 5. Fine. Okay, provide a subdomain, that is done. So free tier, I always suggest go for an F node if you are not into the production way, because there are not like something like you're not going to get millions of calls per minute, right? If you are going to have this, just go be happy with this free tier, click on this, review and create. It will go and create a resource group, it will go and take everything. What you can go here is you can go to that resource, what you have created, you can go to this key and access point, and now you have this location. If some services ask for location, just copy the same thing. There are different keys here, so just copy it, just go there, just start running it, and this will be the endpoint here. So you require minimum of two, which is like endpoint and your key, and sometimes location also, so don't worry about that. So just go here, take this endpoint and grab it, and afterwards you come and paste the key and the endpoints. That's it, your job's done. And now when you run it, the client is calling it. Now when I start describing this function, this describe will be a variable and it will not start describing it. So what I have to do is have to leverage it as, okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and it has called Azure model Py3 image description, and it has got some ID that's a functional value. So don't worry about that. So flatten, there are captions, there are validate, there are different functions which are available. So if you do dir directory, and also when you go for this variable, it will give you everything. Why I'm doing it in Python, it's because it's more easy to understand than your Spring Boot, which has form.xml, this, that, and things like that. So in future, I'll be doing something as a network where I can show you how this network also is. Like you can go on and get this network. Oh, it was actually there, right? Networking is actually one of the concepts that I think Azure actually focuses on like very explicitly. Like all the clouds require networking, but Azure is something which is more because they want to make it more secure. I think probably I can suggest you a book here. This is actually pretty cool. Like I'm not even joking. This is pretty cool. Azure networking book X. This is actually the best book that you can really go. It's actually free. It's on the Azure portal, not the Microsoft portal. You guys can go there, get that. And if you have any questions, do drop it down in the comment section so that we'll take it down. So you guys can go here, take this networking, everything is here. So you guys can go here, get the things done. And now, this is where you can have a custom domain name if you want, DNS can be configured and things like that. So now, when you think of cognitive services, wait, all these things pop up, and when I do describe new images with some tag, because I had to describe new image and describe, and indoor had several ceilings here, and it's indoor, several ceilings, and also there are couple of several aspects out there. So they are also not taking into consideration. So there is a text, there's a person, there is a scene, there's a stage, there's posing. That's what Sanam actually did, right? Sanam actually came out with, I think I didn't open that. Sorry for that. Sanam was a band which was posing, and it had an instruments and things like that. So everything has been told here. So this is where you can leverage intelligence without programming it explicitly. So you have a software package which is already written from the Azure team. So just go and leverage that. So a group of men playing instrument, that is what the prediction was, and it has a confidence of 0.54. That's a good metrics, by the way, because when you think of non-optimized models like this is a better thing that's actually popping up here. A large room with large chandeliers and fountains. That's what it was. And see, it's actually giving a good prediction also. And also, if you describe the metadata, you will get all these. So when you did the same describe and metadata, it still gives the same. So text translation. Sorry for my typo. Translation. Yeah, this is perfect. So if you guys can go there, you have this request UUID, universal IDs, and things like that, and you have this JSON. All your outputs in the form of a JSON file. So when you want to view it on your notebook, you need to leverage this. So the same thing, the subscription key endpoint still remains the same. That's what I told, right? The location has to be there. So I've used East US. You guys can use East US, and there's a generalized path which is like translate and everything. So parameters are always there. So there is endpoints, parameters. So let's just run this one thing. Headers are something which is like OCP, AIP, subscription key is always there. Endpoints are always there. Content type is application to JSON. That's what it is. So JSON will be the output. And when you are saying something as an hello world and you want to really translate it to different languages or something, and now when you think of this, oh, what really happened? Sorry, I think I didn't remember that part. So D and S, it's Hola Welt. I think this is Denmark, probably. D, right? I think let's just do Google Translate. Google.com translate this. I think hello world is German. It's not German. To English. What is this? Is it German? I don't know. Language codes might be different here, but it's D means it's some Europe language and it's Espanol, hula, right? So this is what it is. So hello world is something. Oh, it's actually German. So I don't know why D. Yeah, it's actually D code. Probably it might have this D code and so on. So if you want to translate this kind of a symbol where you actually wanted to translate and you wanted to see what it is, hello world in a different language, this is what it is. So D and the Espanol still pops up. So face API, what I showed that time is still the same. So what you can do is you can still leverage this face API and you still have got the same thing. So async IO is always there, UUID request, everything pops up, and the key endpoint, all the things still remains the same. Face client is still here, and there is always a scope for you to really give some understanding for what is this all about. So what I took was I took an image. I think this is actually Home Alone guy's image, and no face detected. If the face ID, then there will be a face ID which will be popping up here. So wait, there's a face ID which comes here, and you can actually use this for the future also. You can say if face ID is this, enter. You can program an IoT device or something like that. this can be implemented on an IoT. That's what I also talked about, the edge compute, right? This is where edge compute also comes up, and there is a happiness in his face, and a lot of things is happening. So this is the guy who has a happy face and a lot of things. So everything is done. So I'll be taking the same image. It's in a NumPy array. So last time I showed you this NumPy array, right? So it's an association with an URL and things like that. So now it's here. I think this will not work because I don't know what, but I changed the ID and it didn't start working. So I'll not be able to show that bounding box and the things like that. But I can show you this test it and it's an identical. It's true. It has a confidence of 0.52. And when you look at what is this all about, right? Oh, sorry, folks. I think I need to go to this, and there and there is an image, and there are a lot of identical faces. Right, this is Hermione from Harry Potter. So it said that there is an identical, and there is two, and it has a confidence of 0.55817, and it said that there are identical faces there. And just a brief intro. I just take this two example. This is speech to text. I'll show you how this is. You take it, you take go here and go for the speech services. You guys have the same endpoints and you start learning. Okay, this is what it is all about. And what you have is, wait, I can run this once again. I think this will actually ask for my microphone. I'm now speaking. Stop. I think this will actually ask for a microphone. I'm not speaking. What I said now is being translated in the real time. What you can do is you can really leverage this on a Flask application and you can print it out. Like this is actually cool, right? You guys can do as much as things as you want. Probably you can put a Streamlit app on it. You can have a translation API called, yeah, this is pretty cool, man. This is actually pretty cool. And I didn't get the time, so I didn't do that. Azure, okay. All right. So the React Maker file that is there in this folder, I think how to do a dir here, or else an ls. I think I'll do pwd. Pwd. Print working. Oh, sorry, this is Windows. I can do dir, and there is Flask app demo. I need to go here. So I'll go copy this, go to CMD. Better I'll just go here only. That's no big deal. But like, just imagine there is an reactmaker.wave file. Lot of things, man. Where can I search this? Flutter app, right? Wait, I'll do that. I'll do that. Don't worry about that. Python Flash demo. Python Flash demo. Cognitive services. It's not Vision, right? There's a website. This is the website file that I was talking. So there's a website. Yeah, this is the React Maker thing. I hope you guys can't hear, but this only said Azure Developer Community because we are all React makers, right? So I made this file. Yeah, it still says the Azure Developer Community. I generated it from the previous one. This is what I use for generating. So synthesis of the speech can also be done. It's also audio stream, speech synthesizer. Everything gets done with the same old uh, thing. So you need not have to do extra work here, and you don't have to say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and things like that. So everything is sorted here. So Riot Maker came in, and yeah, it's pretty much works, man. The same thing. From form recognize. I think I should talk about form recognizer now, because now I think it's time for me to go for Java demos also. I think I think some best resources are these. If you want to do some research, analysis, and things like that, this is the best URL to go and fetch from. And this is actually the coolest ones like CVPR, Computer Vision, and all the conference, all the websites are easily on your hand. Like I can show you Alex Krajewski. Uh, Actually, these are some of the papers which are so cool. And I think when you type in this ICLR, I think that was done through ICLR. That's a paper from That's a paper from NIPS. Sorry for that. That's a paper from NIPS. ICLR are some of the conferences that you can look for. I think ImageNet detection data set. This was the pioneering paper for the world of neural networks and things like that. So I would love to say go explore this platform. This platform from Azure is a masterpiece actually. So that's it. I think there is Uber. There is this cloud strategy. I think you guys have to learn what is this cloud strategy to buy at scale. This is the best thing that you can do. And form recognizer, there's a case study from this person. So you guys can go here, fetch this article. And there are a lot of on Onyx models. What I do is I'll put a doc link down below this comment section of this video, or else I'll share it to Deepak. He can go and share it to all these. Neutral is something which is there. So I think this is pretty amazing, man. Onyx platform, you can go here, and there is a set of code that I've already written. And I think this is the best way of analyzing what your neural network is. I'll be showing you what is this Netron platform and things like that. I can go to downloads because I've already downloaded a lot of models and things like that. So I'll go here. And these are a set of codes that I've written for your, what you can say, for your Onyx model conversion and everything. So whatever I talked for the Azure developer, not Azure Cognitive Services, you guys can go here, do the same thing. It still works the same. You actually can go to their GitHub and you can actually get to know what should be installed, what should not be installed. Like this is an amazing platform. Like this has a lot of articles and you can get to know, okay, this is all the packages that you need if you're working on Python, C sharp, C++ also has their own packages. You guys can go check out what you're optimizing for, what you're working for. This is a great platform. I'll give all the links in the description, so don't worry about that. So let me just go fetch some models and show you how this Netron works. So super resolution is better because this was one from the PyTorch itself. I didn't do anything. It was from the PyTorch, and Netron is an amazing tool for visualizing what your Onyx model is all about. So if I go down and do the same thing for an H5 model, it will not work the same. I'll show you only one more model of H5, I think so. Pickle. I'll show you one more pickle. Everything still remains the same. Netron, it takes times to load, so let's not hurry it because it takes time. So this is how your neural network architecture looks like. So Netron is an amazing tool. So you guys can go out, go down, fetch some insights about what is happening in your neural network. Where is the convolution happening? Where is the add function happening? Where is this
Vishwas,
activation function popping up?
can you just zoom a little bit?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. But like you will not get the complete insight of this neural network. But like this is how complex it is. I can't do that, Deepak. Like this Netron is not that supportive for much more zooming because this
Okay.
architecture was pretty huge, right? I think guys, you can see this. I think now also the same thing. It doesn't become big.
Okay.
So where is this convolution add relu function coming up? So you guys can see that all models still remains the same. So don't worry for that. And I think I have a lot of notebooks written on this entire platform. Onyx is an amazing tool set. So I'll do a demo on Java networking. because I talked about the networking on the before part, right? So these are some simple demos. If you get guys just go through this code, what I've done, it still works the same. So let me just show you how this h file or pickle file looks. So desktop, wait, uh, new Java something, new Java demo. Wait, I'll show you that one also. That's a pretty cool one actually. The new Java demo is here. So Python is here. I think I can go to the Netron. Oh, I need to go for the file. I think that's where I open it. Where PTH is actually PyTorch model. PyTorch model comes like this. I'll show you all. Don't worry. See, this doesn't give you any insights because it's not been converted. It's just saying, okay, this much is the input, this much is the output. If it's 64 cos 64, it's obviously a dense net. It's actually a CNN actually. It's not a dense net. So this is how you parameterize it, and pickle file, it's just one dot kind of a thing. You can see that. This is a PTH. This is actually PyTorch model. This is actually your pickle file. So whatever I did as a logistic regression model that got saved here, and this is all available in the sklearn documentation. Wait, I'll even show you that. It's no big deal, and nobody actually can do ML and AI with full stack. We all use modules, we all look at documentation. Wait, sklearn iris dataset. If you want some more insights about this iris datasets, you guys can go here, get some insights about that dataset. I think I've completed all of it. I think I'll give you guys all the links that I've been using about this, and all my things that I really wanted to show. And I think I've shown all, but the Java demos are still pending. So I'll do that another 5 minutes. That's no big deal. So if you guys can go here, this gives you a lot of insights about what is this data set all about. If you can look at this is in a form of a list. Every list has its own parameter. It says sepal length, petal length, and everything, and it actually categorizes as 1 0 or 2. It's actually one hot encoding. So keep all these points that I've been saying in mind and just go out and fetch it, because I can't do an ML session in 1 hour or something. Sorry for that. It took me a long time to understand what is this all about. And let's just go for Java demos quicker. So wait, text analytics is fine. All right, there was text analytics, but let's not do that. So I'll be showing you this auto suggest one demo where it's basically taking Satya Nadella, and actually it's making sure that okay, you are actually analyzing okay some of the other aspects that are coming up. So I have a different instance here, and it's all running. And you know what? It doesn't have a relation here. So now there's no chance that it can give an auto suggest of okay, this is where Satya Nadella and Vishwas is related, right? So what I can do is I'll run this program, and this is for the load balancer that I was talking about. You guys can check out that. I think it's still in the load balancer thing. Where is that? That was a notebook, I think. Yes, this is the one. So what you can do is maven test, run it. So the test files will always be compiled, and it will always give you okay, these are the packages that were required. The jar files are actually running proper and things like that. And when you go above and you can see how are these being architected, like it takes time for me to show you the execution, so I'll do this. So there are some packages which have been already been written for the Maven package from your Microsoft, right? You need not have to architect everything from scratch. You have to use these packages which are already available, but sometimes the problem with these packages are like they're not that stable enough to give you a lot of inference at one given point. Like this can really change tomorrow. You might add this as a dependency in your poml.xml file, pom.xml file, product object module, right? So project object module, yeah, not product, project object module. So probably this can turn out to be something which is outdated for a very long run now. And build successful, test has been done proper, Maven test went out proper. And now what we do is we compile it by using Maven compile exec Java, because it has all the modules written, it has all the dependencies which have been added. And now it doesn't show me any correlation because Vishwas and Satya Nadella are not that related on the Azure search. So Bing auto suggestions, I think probably don't worry, don't make it that complex. If you are building some website, what you can do is you can go Bing, right? It's not Bing, it's Bing.com. Add it as an iframe. You will have everything in there. You need not have to explicitly program it. Like I can show you one of my websites that I did. Like I think it's in a Docker form factor, not in a regular space where you can think of something like which was okay. I can show you my GitHub repo, what it is all about. GitHub.com reactor file. That was what I did, and that will be running probably by now. I think probably it would have stopped running because it's already been very long time. Like I can show you how this website is also all about. So reactor. Where is it? Reactor. This is the reactor file. Yeah, it was supposed to give a session in reactor, but I could not on that day. So yeah, like just add it as an iframe. That's what I do. Like don't make it complex. Once it's available, right? Why do you want to explicitly program it? You can call Maven function through the Spring Boot, right? Just do that. And I think I can show you one more demo on net. Oh, I think I didn't show the output of that. So now if you guys can go here, Maven test, Maven package, where is this Maven combine? Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't press the enter at that point of time. Okay, let's not waste time and see the same program. No change, nothing. And there's a compilation which has already been. Oh, this is compiling now. I don't want you to compile now. Just stop it because I'm getting late now for debug. You guys can think there is no relation and it went to the null. So Satya Nadella had no relationship with me in terms of the search and the database that has been already there. So, oh, sorry, it's already here, right? So what it did was instead of searching all the other websites and found the following suggestions, it just said it doesn't have any sort of a suggestion. So this is where you can leverage sort of an Bing search. I think I'll show you how to do this Bing. It's only one package that you build, an entire architecture of Bing comes in hand with you. Like I'll show you how. You just have to have one Bing resource ID, everything gets sorted. Bing resources. It doesn't come as auto suggest or anything. It's Bing resource. Where are you, Bing resource? Man, this Bing is so awkward. My 8 GBs is not enough for me. I need to upgrade. Bing. Alright, man. This is taking so much of time. Wait, let me just do one thing. Let me just clear off all these things. I think this is not required. Of course, text analytics was supposed to be done, but text analytics is as same as all the things that I was doing for the cognitive services. So I'll share the notebook. Don't worry. It will be in a form of that, and you guys can actually follow that azcognitive.web.app. It will be in that website by day after tomorrow because today I'm busy. Bing resources come up. So this is where Bing resources are there. And since I've already done that, it will show me go for a standard version. This is what I have done, right? So it's the same command, same thing. And you guys can go here, get the access keys, endpoints. Location will always be global because this is a search service. So everything will be thrown to the global version. I think one more thing is I just wanted to show you a demo on how the networking is being leveraged here. Like, I can, all the things are still the same. I think better that I go for the code because already the output is here. Code dot. Code dot is a shorthand notation for your Visual Studio Code. I think there should be one more code popping up. Bing Visual Studio auto suggest. Netron is so heavy. Netron is heavy, guys. If you are writing a paper, just open that. Otherwise, don't open it. It takes so much of RAM. I think all the files should be here. Come on, man. You've been up till in the morning, so that's no big deal. So what I can show you is this thing has to start. Don't show me this again because I don't want to see that. Wait. I think I can do a git clone. You can go to this demo and you can see the code. It has just leveraged the network commands that were there available in your what do you call this entire Azure infrastructure. You can do this command git clone, and you will have the same code that I have now. And I can go to cd network java manage network interface. I think it should pop up now. Like, I don't know why this Netron took so much of RAM today. Yeah, it's here, so let's not worry about it. So network is here. Everything has a program and everything has to be programmed. Even when you think of Terraform, you are supposed to configure your network. I think uh, Malikarjun sir did an amazing job doing this Terraform session last week. My RAM is so less to this today. I can't close because I need to send all the links, right? All right, don't worry about that. That's still an network interface that you're calling out and saying that, hey, this is what I require, and these are the resources that I need. And yes, this is where all the things pops up, and you need not have to put any sort of a credentials. Virtual net and a VM is already created, and it's always there. You need not have to worry about like how to actually not leverage the Java utils files and the packages that are being there. Resource manager, you can just go here, just build a VM if you want. If you want, you can build a VNet. And if you think of creating such kind of an infrastructure in the future, this code that I've shared, the Git URL, is an amazing platform. You can go there and check out everything that has been done. And it's still the same. It still gives you the same error because I've used a version which is above 8. If I had used 8, this warning would have not come. Still a jar file, and everything gets formed on your portal through your resource manager. So I think that's it, folks. Nothing much from my side. And this is what your cognitive services is used as a service through any of the languages, be it be JavaScript, be it be Node.js, be it Python or any language. It still calls an API and it still gives you the same approach. So that's it, Deepak. Nothing more from my side. And in the future, I'll add all the links that I talked about and the notebooks that I talked about in the
Yeah.
description of this video or else in the comment section.
Sure, sure. Thanks so much, Vishwas. It was really, really nice session, and I'm sure that audience has really liked the cut and they got the insights like how they can leverage. I mean, the Face API and text to speech. We all are using nowadays every day. I mean, in our
Yeah,
day-to-day life, we
your
all are
mobile
using it.
asset.
Yeah, mobile asset. I mean, Face API. Whenever we post image, we just
Hmm.
got the name. Okay, that it's there. So it's all in our like daily use, and it was really really nice session. So thank you so much your time, and this is really amazing session. So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward. Like it's really great session. Thanks so much again. Thank you
yeah.
audience. Thanks
Thanks to
people.
all.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a good day. Yeah. Bye.